Apologies for anyone who's heard this spiel before, but I think it's part of my job to tell the story, because I think it's an exciting story, okay? So I'm going to talk today about Innovation City and what it actually is. And I always start with an idea, or I try and start with a big idea. And the big idea here is every once in a while, a place reinvents itself. A place realizes it can be more than just a geography, more than just a place on a map. And Ras Al Khaimah, I think, is in that point in time where it's becoming more than just a place. And so I start with a question. Has anyone been to Silicon Valley? Obviously the biggest nexus for tech startups in the world. And the question I ask, and I ask my team and I ask myself, is what if the next Silicon Valley was not in California, but was in Ras Al Khaimah instead? That's the question I started with. And the answer to that, I think, is Innovation City. So what is Innovation City? It's a free zone. No different than DWTC or DIFC or DMCC or Internet City or Media City or the 50 free zones you have in the UAE. But I think it is different in some key ways. It has been designed, it has been built from the ground up to cater specifically to technology startups, technology companies, and it has been built from the ground up to support the success of those companies. I have no interest in just selling you a license and a desk. What we care about is where is the next generation of great companies going to be built? Where will the next unicorns come out of? What will be the next great technology ecosystem in the world? That, in my mind, was always the ethos behind Innovation City. Does anyone know, let me try and defend, by the way, because that sounds ambitious. Let me try and defend that thought. Does anyone know this Starbucks? Raise your hand if you've been to this Starbucks. Seriously, you guys have been to this Starbucks? Oh, I thought that would have been the coolest thing ever. I've given this talk like 50 times and no one has known this. No. This Starbucks, it's a very specific one. I didn't expect anyone to know. It's at the bottom of Sand Hill Road. If you've been to Silicon Valley, Sand Hill Road is the major thoroughfare in Silicon Valley. All the big storied investors, Sequoia, Benchmark, Matrix, like the greatest technology startup investors in the world are all on this one stretch of road. And there's one Starbucks at the end of this road. It's this one. You're asking yourself, why is he telling me about a Starbucks? What does Starbucks have to do with anything? Well, this Starbucks encapsulates, I think, what makes Innovation City special. It's something I call density of intensity. And what happens in this Starbucks? Well, when a VC, one of the biggest tech investors on the planet needs to go get his coffee, where does he go? It's the only Starbucks on the street. And so inevitably, they all end up here. And so if you're a smart, enterprising entrepreneur looking to raise money from a great investor or looking to connect with some of the smartest people in the world, the technology world at least, what do? You park yourself in this Starbucks and you wait. You wait for Roloff from Sequoia to come in and get his coffee, and then you approach him. And that's your chance to pitch him how you're going to change the world. It's a silly example, and you may think I've made some of this up. I raised actually a significant amount of money from this Starbucks, personally, for 2 different companies from this very Starbucks. It is at the core, I think, of what makes Silicon Valley special, magical. This idea that you have so many brilliant people, ambitious people, enterprising people, all in a very small, dense area. It's the brilliance of spaces like this. The brilliance of places like TheBlock to bring people together, to create that density. Because density of intensity is what results in greatness, is what leads to greatness. And this is part of what we're capturing at Innovation City. How do we put all these brilliant people, great companies, all in the same space and really support their success? Now, what else is at the core of Innovation City? What else makes us special? Has anyone seen this movie? Raise your hand if you know this movie. That's pretty good. I'm getting fewer and fewer hands as I do this over the years, because I'm realizing I'm getting older and my audiences are not. What's that? It is a classic. By the way, it's the greatest business movie ever made. You may think it's an action movie. It's not. It's a business movie. Now, it made Keanu Reeves' career. I think it put him on the map, but it is the greatest business movie ever made. If you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. Now, why is it the greatest business movie ever made? Does anyone remember what is the crux of the movie? Like, what's the plot? You remember? Yeah, Oscar knows. The bus, there's a bomb on the bus. Okay? And if the bus slows down, the bomb blows up. There's no greater analogy for business anywhere in the world. You slow down, you die. And so I think about this movie all the time, well, whether we're building Innovation City or we're supporting the companies that come to Innovation City, we're always thinking about speed. How do we move with speed? Because our clients need to move with speed. The companies that trust us need to move with speed. And if we don't match that speed, or if we slow them down, we're doing exactly the opposite of what we're trying to achieve. Speed is the killer app for this kind of business. I would argue for all business, but in the context of tech companies, it is the killer app, period. There is nothing more important. So like I said, if you haven't watched this movie, everyone needs to go watch this. Now, at the core of Innovation City, I won't waste too much time with this, all the standard policies you'd find with any free zone, all of the benefits of any free zone, there's nothing much special there. But I think with Innovation City, RAC, hopefully I've convinced you, no longer just a place, but more of a platform. And a platform that we believe can enable your success. Because my mission, Innovation City's mission is simple. I want to get out of the way. I don't want to be the source of friction. I don't want to be the hurdle to your success. The idea is we should be either adding value and supporting your success or getting out of the way. Free zones cannot be administrative hubs. They need to be innovation engines. And that's the ambition for Innovation City. And so I think history will remember this decade. There's a big shift happening. I see it almost every day. The nexus of technology globally, the power of technology globally is moving west to east. I think history is going to remember and reward the people who have been a part of that shift. The bold ones who go there first, who take advantage first, who come to places like Innovation City first. I think those bold moves pay dividends in the long run. And so we like to say you belong. And I encourage everyone to come visit Asakaima, to come visit Innovation City. It's only an hour away from here. You'll be my guest. I guarantee you, you will not want to go anywhere else after that. You will not want to build anywhere else after that. Thank you so much, guys. I went through this quickly. Do I have time if there's questions? Okay. Any questions? Anything at all? Yeah.
Since I was just your profile, if I was watching your LinkedIn profile, right?
Yeah.
And I'm Canadian, making work.
Yeah.
Just moved to Dubai.
Okay.
And your team is helping me to register my company in Innovation City. So well done, amazing.
Well, and thank you for choosing Innovation City.
Great engagement. So Now, so my question is, now you see your moving to a startup. Why here since nobody's often behind, you don't have any local VCs as I was saying, right? What's the role? Because as a Canadian left, and now my goal is to reach my stuff here, and I'm meeting a lot of Canadians here.
Yeah.
Now they're questioning, they're not construction, they're not real estate, right?
Yeah.
Why am I going back to Vancouver? And I know you have the answer, I'll come to you on this question, but overall, what's your view?
It's a great question. It's a really good question. Let me just start with a bit of history. Silicon Valley is what it is today, but it took 50 years to get there. Right? Silicon Valley was not built overnight, did not exist overnight. And in fact, I would argue it started really with one success, Fairchild Semiconductor, which basically the people who built Fairchild went on to found Intel, and Intel is why Silicon Valley is called Silicon Valley. But that's 50 years ago, more now. Again, I'm getting older. Like 60 years ago now, right? And so building ecosystems takes time. It's not easy. And you need to stay committed to the mission for the long run. It's why you don't see successful ecosystems popping up everywhere. And it's just like any government can do it. Now, in Canada, I actually played a very big role, I'm not modest about it, in the early 2000s, late 1990s, early 2000s, to build the tech ecosystem that exists in Canada today. I was one of the first venture funds that was privately managed in Canada. I built a lot of the government programs that exist even still today in Canada. And so it's a combination of things, right? It's government, it's private sector, it's investment, and it's doing the right things over the right amount of time leads to success. This region has the capacity to do this, has the capacity, the resources, the conviction to stay committed long enough to the mission to see ecosystems come up. Is the ecosystem perfect today? No. And you pointed at one, I think, shortfall in the ecosystem, which is investment. The reality is that it's a bit more nuanced, right? There's lots of early stage capital here. There's a lot of $50,000 checks, angels. There's plenty of that in this region. There's lots of $50 million checks, right? And you go knock on Mubatla's door, they'll be happy to give a local story $50 million bucks. In between, there's very little here. This is one of the biggest challenges that exists, I think, in that ecosystem. It's a challenge I have a solution for. I'm just not ready to announce it yet. But I do think there's ways to solve this. I can tell you one of the ways is elevating success stories. Right? Like if I ask this audience, and this is a plugged-in audience, right? Name me 3 unicorns from this region of the past 10 years. Could you? Like even I think of Kareem, like I'm trying to think. It doesn't matter if it's original or not. The point is, even the big success stories, most people aren't even aware. We've not done a good enough job of elevating the success stories, elevating the interesting stories, elevating the founders. Because to me, before the investment, that's what gets that density going. You go, oh, that's an interesting story. I want to be a part of that. And so I think that's something simple that we can do a lot more of. There are some more complex solutions that take some government support and some time. But I think, look, here's the stat that I think is most telling and damning in terms of the potential here. Austin, Texas has a bigger tech ecosystem than Dubai, by all metrics. Number of startups, number of dollars raised, number of exits, dollars exited, like you name it. By every metric, Austin, Texas. Now, Austin, Texas, if you've ever been, it's a nice little town. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, keep Austin weird. But it's not Dubai. It's not Dubai at all. certainly. It wouldn't make anyone's top 10 global city list. And so the place itself has potential. I think it's just a question of time and that pressure, that conviction, which needs to be applied over time. And things like Innovation City, right? I think Innovation City, I did work for the Dubai government on building tech ecosystems, and then I did work for the Saudi government on building tech ecosystems, and then I did work for the Abu Dhabi government on building tech ecosystems. And every time, the MO was about the same. I said, here's the 100 things you have to do. And then they would do the first 2 or 3, and everyone pats themselves on the back and says, great, job done, press release, signing ceremony, we all go home. The beauty of Innovation City is, the difference now is I'm in control. I am the ecosystem. And so I think that gives me power and flexibility to execute on those 100 things. And you guys will see it. Like, don't take me at my word. Follow us. See what we're doing. See what the things we're talking about. And bring ideas, right? Like, I don't have all the answers. Part of it is taking advantage of this density. And so that's why I think this will be different. And RAC, by the way, is the closest analogy to Silicon Valley, right? San Francisco is a big, chaotic city. Noise, traffic, people. Most tech startup founders don't go to San Francisco. They go 45 minutes away. Palo Alto, Los Altos, right? Like the cities that make up Silicon Valley, that's where they go. Why? Because you need space to focus and build. You need quiet to focus and build. You don't usually get that in chaotic big cities. RAC has that. We're the Silicon Valley to Dubai, San Francisco, if you want to think about it that way. So I think there's lots of potential, lots of opportunity. I think you've picked the right place. I don't think the Canadians who are doubting, let them go back to Canada and pay.
Have a great team, Carlos.
Thank you, thank you. Yes?
Yeah, Paul. My name's Travis Wright. I run innovation for Vancouver.
Yes.
Actually, Nancy and Carlos recommended that I come chat with you.
Amazing.
Nancy, Innovation City, for one, you're going to trigger me immediately. Oh, Innovation City, that sounds awesome. So my question is like, the people that are part of the project here, what kind of mentorship programs do you guys have to help them stay on that leading edge where we are right now?
Yeah, I think that's actually something we haven't really delivered or fully fleshed out yet. I think mentorship is important. I think education is important. I can tell you it's on the roadmap, right? Like a formal program to do this. I think where I've focused is more immediate needs. Like, I've been a startup founder too many times. And the pain point for me always was, where's my first customer? Not who am I going to raise money from, not who's the right mentor. The biggest challenge, the biggest hurdle was always, who's going to pay for this first? Who's going to be the guy who jumps and believes in this first? And this is where we've designed a program at Innovation City where RAC actually has a very significant industrial base. Most people don't realize, like, we have more manufacturing than any other emirate. Almost everything that's built in the Emirates is built in RAC. And those companies need technology solutions. And so my goal is, can I play matchmaker? Can I plug my startups into that industrial base to get them that first customer? To me, this is something we've taken very seriously, something we're delivering today. Formal mentorship programs, definitely on the roadmap. I think it's really important, but to be honest, we just haven't done it yet.
Well, I can help in any way. I'd love to.
I appreciate it. Thank you.